My name is Suzanne Wagner, and I'm one of the founders of an incredible event called the Wild Women Symposium. The Wild Women Symposium, it happens twice a year in Salt Lake City, Utah, or the surrounding area, and it's a series of workshops that you can sign up for depending on your range of interests and what you feel is next on your path to expanding yourself into your divine feminine. It's called the Wild Women Symposium, and this particular set of interviews is for the facilitators that are going to be speaking in the fall, which is October 2nd through 4th in 2015. Today I have with me Kim Ashton, and she will be teaching a wonderful class that's going to be at the Wild Women Symposium. Hi, Kim, how are you?
Hello, Suzanne, how are you?
I am so good. I am so good, and you are so good. And I am so excited to have you at the symposium. You're one of our new facilitators, and you are just priceless. You know, you dive in with so much energy, enthusiasm, and you have been working with women and people for a long, long time, and you have a really powerful business. So tell us about yourself and your work, because you do quite a few things.
Thank you, Suzanne. I facilitate transformation, the what's next in our lives. I train all over the United States. I do full-day seminars, half-day seminars, and keynote speeches. I specialize in managing emotions under pressure, communication, conflict management, time management, assertive communication skills. I love the conversations around communication. My role in facilitation, I believe, is to deliver the message. The listener's role is to take action. And here's why that is so imperative. Is many times we believe that we can just sit in a seminar or a symposium or anything and soak up the information, and it's so not true. We can, but we filter information. And so what is really important as a listener in anything you attend is to choose what is relevant and then determine what's next, the action that you're going to take on it. Because bottom line, learning plus action is the only thing that is going to create transformation. And here's what I know for sure is intuitively, we know what's next is. Sometimes we just so do not want to embrace it. It's scary. And I can give you a great example. So the beginning of the year, I did not do, here's my New Year's resolution. I sat quietly in one of my most comfortable places in my house, and I went, all right, Kim, you train this what's next stuff. So you're going to take a leap this year. You're going to grow in ways that is going to be really, really scary for you. So I closed my eyes and said, all right, Kim Ashton, what's next for you? And that still small voice said, you're going to write a book. My eyes popped open and I said, oh, no, I'm not. That is never going to happen. And again, you're going to write a book. And I went into a whole lot of fear with my what's next. Well, of course, there's fear there. It's transformation. So in this moment, my book, A Guide to Living on Purpose, is in the hands of my publicist. I will be doing a video next week in St. George, Utah, to assist in promoting that book. And transformation sometimes can be scary, ladies. Dive in, lean in, and do it your way. So that's what I'm about, that transformation. And also one more thing, choice. I believe that everything we do is a choice, bottom line. And a lot of people push back and say, well, no, I don't choose this job. I hate my job. And I said, then why are you in it? Well, because I need the benefits. I say, well, that sounds like a choice to me. I want to speak just a moment about the Wild Women Symposium also, because when we're transforming our lives, we get to have resources. We get to have people who are going to be a stand and a resource for our success. My success too, because I'm so excited. My life has busted wide open after attending Wild Women Symposium. I now have a tribe of sisters women who are willing to stand with me. And some of them were facilitators. Some of them are people that I just met at the Wild Women Symposium. So ladies, goddesses, divine entities, as you're picking your class, listen to your intuitiveness. Ask yourself, what is it? What's next for me? And how am I going to transform my life over this weekend? Because your lives are going to bust wide open. And I don't mean break open. I didn't say break. I said bust right open, because that's a fun conversation, a forward moving conversation. Also, personally, I'm a wife. I have a sweetheart who thinks I'm a rock star most of the time. I'm the mother of 6 children who are grown and who I lean on to give me feedback of when I'm off course and when I'm on course. And I have 20 beautiful, phenomenal grandchildren. So there's a little bit about me. If you want to learn more about me, please just Google Kim Ashton or kimashton.net. And you'll find me. I'm pretty close to the very top. Just plug in Kim Ashton and you'll find me and see who I'm about. Thank you, Suzanne.
You're so welcome. Thanks, Kim. Yeah, that's what it's all about. I mean, the transformation word is such a key word, because you and I are in that same alignment of consciousness, that it's really about, it's not just about lectures and getting information. And I understand that my ego oftentimes needs a ton of information to feel safe enough to make a leap. But when you're in a room that is about transformation with 300 other women that are also willing to move, you get caught in the wave. And so ladies, if you've been out there and you've been feeling stuck and you feel like you just can't do it yourself and you can't do it by yourself and you don't know how to do it by yourself, come to the Wild Women Symposium, because we are creating a lot of waves of transformation, waves of embodiment practices, because it is about choice. And when you're in a room with a whole bunch of women simultaneously choosing to step in, you get sucked in whether you like it or not. And it makes it so much easier, because sometimes we are afraid and we need extra energy to override that fear. And the Wild Women Symposium is about, we are going to give you information, and we are going to give you some experiences and some practices. And then even better is that after the Wild Women Symposium, we have social events. We have a social calendar so that you can get together, as well as wonderful facilitators like Kim Ashton are going to be teaching their own classes. And so if you find you just adore Kim's class, then you can do all of the things that she is doing and start following her around, because you will usually find that 1, 2, 3, 10 teachers will really touch you deeply in this lifetime. And we are trying to find the best of the best in the Utah area. And we're actually pulling all the way from Baltimore and all these other incredible places. So come to the Wild Women Symposium and take Kim's class. So Kim, tell us about your class. Your class is about healing relationships through conflict management. Tell us what that means.
I am so excited about this conversation, because many of us, and I don't just say just women, men too, many of us push back really hard when it comes to conflict. We're like, oh no, that's war, that's fighting. It's not true. Conflict has a huge benefit in our lives. What it can do is it opens dialogue for conversation. It brings authenticity to relationships. It brings permission and possibilities to maybe do things different. It can bring more production into a workplace. So we're going to talk about the benefits of conflict. We're also going to talk about a 5-step process into how to manage conflict. Now those steps, I'll just go quickly through them, because we're going to delve deeper into them in the time frame that we have at the symposium. The first step, of course, is allowing people to vent. We've got to get it out of our bodies, because emotion is trapped inside of us and we need it out. So we've got to be able to vent. Now, identify the problem. This is a place, though, where they're venting and we're doing this. So we've got to really be in a calm space to listen, because people are telling us everything we need to know about them. So we're going to talk about some listening skills also. Then we are going to talk about, of course, the third step is to brainstorm ideas. So what do you need? What do I need? Where do we go from here? Because what's problematic is we get stuck in what occurred. We get stuck in the past. So where do we go from here? Again, the what's next conversation is always very relevant. Then propose the solution. So that's something that we both can align with. Now, I believe there's a difference between agree and align. I don't have to agree with everything, but here's what I can align behind. And then, of course, the last step is follow through with it. You've got to be willing to follow through. And then also realize that conflict is going to come up again. But we need some skills. We absolutely need some skills. And then at the end of the session, there will be a call to action. So you will journal what it is that you're going to do, what's next with conflict, and have the courage to take the action. So I'm extremely, here's the truth. Conflict is a part of life, but it does not have to be a way of life. And so we've got to know how to manage through this essential part of life to assist with growth. So that's what my class is about, Susan. I'm so excited.
It's a great class. It's a wonderful class. And we picked this class for the symposium because we agree with you that you look out in the world right now and all you see is conflict. You listen to the news and all there is conflict. And, you know, I recognize that literally people don't have skills. They don't have tools. They don't actually know how to move through it. And I agree with you. I have grown the most through the biggest conflicts. And you know that about yourself too. It's like you are where you are, not because it was easy, but because when the conflict showed up, you didn't run from the conflict. You didn't do something that like made it bigger. You made it so that you tried to move through it to the best of your ability. And sometimes that's very difficult to learn. And so I love your tools and skills because they're straightforward. Everyone can do these, you know, and sometimes I just need a map. I just need a step-by-step map to get myself to the next level. And, you know, you exude this energy and love and confidence. And like you said, you've got a bunch of children and grandchildren. And my gosh, if you didn't learn how to handle conflict with that many kids and grandkids, you were never going to learn it. So ladies, I want you guys to kind of like say, hey, you know what? This is going to be the perfect class for me. I want to go to the Wild Women Symposium. I want to take Kim's class. You can sign up through Eventbrite or go to the www.wildwomensymposium.com. There's a class schedule there that you can click on. Once you register for the event, then you will get sent an email that you can register for your classes on sketch.org. So just go ahead, sign up. We have an amazing event happening. We also have that you can have some box lunches from the Leonardo, which is this beautiful event space that we're having downtown. And if you want to just hang out, because we're going to have entertainment during the lunch hour, and so you can order your box lunch ahead of time, and we need those lunches to get in as soon as possible because the Leonardo requires us to do them 2 weeks ahead. But there's all sorts of information. You can find us on Facebook. Please check us out. Thank you so much, Kim, for having this interview with me today.
Thank you for having me. It's going to be so exciting.
It is. We hope all of you ladies come to the Wild Women Symposium. See you in October.